You know, in 100 or 150 years, people are going to look back at Twitter, and I wonder, what will Twitter's legacy look like? What will it look like? What are people going to look back and say Twitter is or was? I would imagine it's pretty easy to see if you look at Twitter now. You know what? Tensions are high with everybody, and everyone's on this fanatic crusade, it would seem to me anyway, over the past couple of years. Twitter will be a place where people remember it as a place where anyone could come out and say whatever they want about someone with no evidence, by the way, and cancel somebody, ruin their life, destroy them. We have three actors I want to talk about: Terry Crews, Hartley Sawyer, and Mark Wahlberg. All of them have been under attack recently. Hartley Sawyer, we're going to get to him. He's an actor from The Flash, and he actually lost his job over tweets that were 12 years old. They were jokes too, by the way. He's joking, but it does not matter because everyone is the joke police now. This happened with Roseanne Barr and James Gunn. They got attacked. Now, Roseanne Barr, unfortunately, never got her job back. James Gunn did get his job back, probably because of his political leanings, I would imagine, is one of the reasons he got his job back. But I don't want to get too much into that because I don't want that to be the topic of this video. What we're talking about here is Mark, Hartley, and Terry. So I want to start here with Mark Wahlberg. So let's start with what happened. So he posted this on Instagram. Now, I don't know how Instagram works. I have one social media. It's Twitter, and I think one is enough. I hate social media. So the less time I spend on them, the better, to be honest. He posted this. So you have a picture here of Floyd, and he says this. The taking out of George Floyd is heartbreaking. We must all work together to fix this problem. I'm praying for all of us. God bless. Hashtag BLM. Okay, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think he's showing support here. What's the problem? Well, the problem is when he was 15 years old, he got in trouble. When he was 15 years old, he got in trouble. He did some nasty stuff. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I went and looked at the stuff that he said and did, and it's pretty nasty. But Mark Wahlberg is 49 years old. Okay? He also has done time in jail, and I would say, considering where he is right now in life and everything, he probably regrets the things that he's done. However, it does not matter how old you are, how long it's been. If you've said or done something in the past, you're not allowed to have changed as a person. You're always going to be that person, especially in the eyes of crazy woke people on Twitter. So he posts out a very nice message saying, "Hey, let's fix this. Let's make his passing mean something." And like, "Oh no, sir. When you were 15 years old, you did nasty things. So therefore, it's time to cancel you." And what's funny about all this is none of this is new. He's talked about all of this stuff in interviews. He's apologized for it multiple times in interviews. But you're not allowed to move on from things or change. And it's why people always stress never bend the knee, never apologize, never apologize to these weirdos, because it's never going to be enough, and it'll never be good enough. This is a really good example. So let's go over this. I want to, because you guys might not know what's happened here. So let's just go over this article, and then we'll move on to Hartley. So let's just go over this little summary real quick here. Mark Wahlberg is reconciling with an alleged past of racist behavior after critics called him out on social media for posting a tribute to Floyd amid the ongoing protests. Wahlberg took to social media to join the myriad of celebrities to call for reform after the May 25th incident. And, well, we don't really need to go over the details of what happened too much. I think everyone knows by now. Let's skip down to here. However, fans were quick to point out that the former rapper's history of allegedly terrible motivated crimes disqualifies him from speaking out on a matter of racial injustice. The comments of his Instagram lit up with users reminding the actor of two incidents from the 1980s, in which many believe racism played a factor in his violent behavior. So I do want to point out, 1980s. Okay, we're in the 2020s. All right. I'm not justifying what he did at the time. What I am saying is even what they say right here. He was 15 years old. Okay? The next incident was in 1988 when he was 17 years old. If there's one thing that I think we can all agree on, kids are stupid. And they do stupid things. We've all done stupid things when we were kids. Okay? He served time for the second one, which was apparently him having an incident with a case of beer and some shopkeeper, and he hurled some nasty slurs at him. Okay? Yeah, it's not good behavior. But who has a perfect record from back when they were 15 and 17 years old, which is my point here. This was a long, long, long time ago. All right. I would say he's not the same person he was back then, but none of this matters when it comes to nasty woke Twitter. You're not allowed to change. You're not allowed to become a better person no matter what. Guy could have, have donated his entire fortune to some charity and live in monk robes and dedicate his life to following like pacifist teachings. It would not matter. They would say, what about when you were 15, Mark? What about when you were 17, Mark? And then they get mad because he tried to have one of the things expunged. What I find crazy, things must have been different back then, because usually things that happened to you as a kid, I thought those were sealed. So how did this even get out in the first place? The 17-year-old one is probably a little different because you get charged as an adult at that point. But with this one, he was 15. How does anybody even know about that one? No, unless it was in the case for when he was 17, therefore I guess it wouldn't be sealed. I don't know. This would be something for maybe somebody else to look into. If anybody has like experience or knowledge working with law stuff or whatever, and can sound off what's going on there in the comments, I would appreciate it. I was just curious to what's going on there. But basically, he's not totally canceled, but he's not allowed to speak out on this. He's not allowed to give any support or whatever, which I think is stupid. You should be able to voice your opinion, and things that you did, years ago really shouldn't be a qualifier to what you're allowed to say now. Because a long time ago, he was a stupid kid. He was 49 years old, I believe, at this point. Who cares? Okay, but like I said, you're never allowed to make a mistake. And he says right here, I spent 28 years righting the wrong. What's the problem? This is something he said in the past. So I don't get it. I hate cancel culture. I think it's incredibly toxic. The man was a kid. He should be allowed. He should be allowed to move on at some point or something. And like I said, this wasn't secret knowledge. He's been talking about it forever, apologizing it forever. At what point is the man allowed to just move the hell on? That's my opinion on it. So there you go. Canceled for stupid crap once again. Next up is Hartley Sawyer, who was fired from CW's The Flash after racist, misogynist tweets surface. Now, like I said, he was making jokes. But you're not allowed to make jokes, especially, if you made them 12 years ago, then you're in real trouble. So, once again, this kind of falls under the same things as Mark. Not as serious because these are tweets. Mark actually did some bad things. But, at what point are you allowed to just move on from things? It's weird to me. So here's what happened. Here's the tweets he made. Someone went and dug these up, by the way. It's crazy. So it's like if you're anybody, Now it's like people are going through your Twitter history and saying, well, what can we get this guy for this time? Hartley Sawyer will not be returning for the 7th season of The Flash after I'd really want to put some focus on that, old, racist, and misogynist tweets resurfaced online. On the CW superhero show, he got fired. He played apparently the elongated man. I don't watch the show. I don't really watch any of the CW shows because I'm just not a fan of people talking in hallways and soap operas, which is exactly what most CW shows are. They're all the same thing. A superhero surrounded by non-superheroes. And there's love triangles and people talking in hallways and soap opera elements added all in. Not really my thing. You like it, that's great. I got nothing against it. I've seen some clips of the guy who plays the Flash on that show. He looks good. He's much better than Ezra Miller. Ugh. Ugh. But anyway, let's go over what did he actually say. So he was fired yesterday as a result of tweets from 2012 and 2014. They were degrading to women, and one where he called himself a racist. In one tweet, Sawyer jokes about being at dinner and exposed himself as a racist again. He said in another that he would beat the heck out of his wife if he had one. So, these are jokes. I saw another one. He's talking about seeing some side piece or something of a woman, and he was going to go take care of himself, if you know what I'm saying. So, they were edgy boy jokes. They kind of remind me of James Gunn's jokes. Not funny, more cringy and disturbing. But he was trying to be funny and edgy. But it doesn't matter. He issued an apology on May 30th on Instagram. And he said, "Thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you for getting me fired." You know who should get in trouble is the jackass who decided to go through his however many tweets he has and get him in trouble. Okay? It was 2012. I'm not sure how old he is, but he looks like he's probably maybe 29, 30. All right, this is 2012. He's also young and stupid at this point, in my opinion. Who cares? Is anybody really offended by the things that he said? No. Not one person out there is offended by what he did. But it doesn't matter. They're going to be fake offended, and they're going to go to Twitter. Oh my God! And he's going to get fired. So he's fired. He lost his job over some stupid nonsense that happened in 2012, 2014. Stupid. Ridiculous. A long time ago. So I feel bad for him. I really do. Now I think he'll get another job again. But he's got to lose the one that he has right now. That's what's important. So it's too bad. It's too bad. So the next one is Terry Crews. He's up for cancellation now because he posted about equality. And because of that, because he wants everyone to get along, because he actually doesn't want chaos, he needs to be canceled as well. You know how it is. If a black guy or woman comes out and says, hey, I don't want peace right now, they start questioning their blackness and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's really weird, and I don't get why that happens in that community. I don't understand it. I've never understood it. I remember when Will Smith had a role in some movie, and a lot of people were coming out and saying, because he has a lighter skin tone, he's this or that. I didn't get that then either. I guess this is a legit thing in the community. I don't understand it. I think anything with someone's color is dumb to hate on somebody for. So this is just stupid to me. I'll show you what he said here. If you want to screen cap that and read it, this is what he said. I don't get it. But apparently this makes him some kind of terrible person and a traitor to his community. So, people are crazy now, and I'm not sure what or when what it's going to take for this to stop or when it's going to stop. But man, we are in for a crazy ride this year, especially this year with everything that's going to happen later with elections and so on. And if people don't like who wins that election, it's going to get even worse. This is a crazy time that we're living in. So anyway, I wish we could all just get along, but I don't know what it's going to take for that to happen. Anyway, that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. What do you think about Mark's situation? What do you think about Hartley? What do you think about Terry? Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also, if you would, throw a like up, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see all of y'all on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.